Motor City roaring, they're strong and proud. Ditch white lions rising, the crowd is loud. But the star shines brighter, no backing down. Cowboys ride heavy, we're on in this town. Lions to cubs, we're breaking them down. Turn their roar to a whisper, no crown. Cowboys ride heavy, we're standing tough. Lions to cubs, they ain't strong enough. They hit hard, but we hit harder still. Every art fought with iron will. From Dallas grit to that blue star fight, we'll tame the jungle on this primetime night. Lions to cubs, we're breaking them down. Turn their roar to a whisper, no crown. Cowboys ride heavy, we're standing tough. Lions to cubs, they ain't strong enough.
Se va, sáquenme la botella que funda pa' gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. Eso baila y bebe, ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo pa' ti. Lo que tengo pa' ti. Sé que te va a encantar.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. I'm not really sure what these buttons do at all because this is my first time in this studio. As you see, I was typing in the chat because I was trying to get the highlighted chat to be able to pop up. So you see me messing around, and obviously it's probably the audio's not working, and we're probably gonna get a little thing that says the audio's not working. But new month, so my internet should be good for this one at least. So Brian, welcome back to this broadcast studio. We are used to working with this type of stuff, but here we are. I don't even know what week it is anymore. I'm just going week to week, knowing that
week 14.
We've been playing
time.
playoffs for like the past couple of weeks since we went to the Raiders game. That's just kind of we've been on the radar. Yeah, let's be real. Yeah, I was gonna say something else with the R word, but anyways, yeah, I haven't been able to do this in a while, and so it's kind of I don't even know how this happens. You know, do I ask you questions or do you ask me questions? Or is this the reason why we ask
week 14, Phil? How you doing? I know
it's
you've
week
been
14.
busy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I know you've been busy. Derek J, what's going on? But yes, we are at week 14. We're at I know Logan Motorsports. I see him. He's tired of the Cowboy fans. Well, listen. Now you know the feeling, brother. We're tired of the Eagles fans. Sorry, it's true. We're tired of it. It's about time, though. There's a new the king in town. But we'll see. We need to win tomorrow. But I'm doing good, man. I hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, I know that when we scheduled that week in Vegas and we went there, we were. I don't think we ever thought deadlines. We weren't really thinking any of that stuff. We were just kind of like, this is where we need to be. I think Bryan was crossing his fingers that it didn't fall on his son's wedding time. So it was like, it was just a up in the air type of thing. And so as the weeks went on and as the season kind of unfolded, the defense was just giving up. We all talk about that Arizona game. We talk about how this defense is kind of just giving up everything, and all you had to do was do what Russell Wilson did and just drop back, throw a deep pass, and you had something going. So when you look at those times, you could also push towards those Carolina games, for example, when the running game was just running all over us and this defense could not stop it. But to know that the Raiders game was kind of that turning point, the trade deadline, these things that do matter in football, the things that we've been bitching and moaning about as Cowboy fans, that Jones just needs to go and do. He started doing this offseason, maybe even last offseason. I don't even know. I can't even remember that far back. It feels, because it was always the most repetitive stuff where they weren't doing anything. So by the time we kind of figured, hey, they have to have something in this offseason with all these changes. But you see the coaching staff change. You see this atmosphere, the attitude change, the swaggers change, this camaraderie's change. What, if you could point out all that stuff, what do you most like about this Cowboys team, moving forward?
What I like the most is we could win the line of scrimmage, whether it be offensive line or defensive line. I lay my head on my pillow at night knowing that we can win the line of scrimmage every game. And when you could do that, Phil, you could do it on the road. You could do it in playoffs. You could do it, hopefully, tomorrow night in Detroit. Against a desperate Lions football team. That's what makes me feel good, is that we can dominate where it matters, where the Eagles have dominated the line of scrimmage, where our old teams of the 90s. It was us that said last year's Eagles team reminded us of the 90s Cowboys because of the way you dominated both sides of the line, and we're getting back to that. We're only going to get better on the offensive line, but I can't tell you how impressed I am, Phil, with how our defenses rose, in the last 3 games. I am very, very excited about this team.
Yeah, we talked about when the move happened. We talked about how the interior could not focus. You couldn't start to slide. Let me just go ahead and loop this guard around so we can get this sweeping play. You can't do that with these guys because they will shoot into those gaps. When you got Kenny Clark, I love that addition. I thought, okay, we still need that one big piece. You were pointing out Quentin Williams. I always thought, that was kind of more of a kind of like when I think way more in the sense of Crosby, where Crosby is one of those things where that's just a pipe dream. I know a lot of people talk about that and everything, but Quentin Williams, I thought a little bit more just in the sense of, are they in a rebuild and everything. And so I thought that was a great example when you brought him up. The fact that the move ends up happening, and we talked about how this guy was going to come into the center and actually help out everybody around him. Not in the sense of taking on this, but you had to really kind of game plan, to keep your center and your guards in the middle and having one-on-one kind of stuff happening. So it's not all the time Quentin Williams is getting it. Kenny Clark is getting those double teams, Osa Digizua as well. But, I mean, that's why you're paying those 3 guys to be a disturbance into the middle of that.
Thomas, yeah,
Solomon Thomas. I mean, you got guys waiting in the wing as well, and Perrion Winfrey. I mean, that's one guy that I know a lot of Cowboy fans get excited about as well too.
Jay Tui,
yes, which is probably going to be stashed on the injury reserve here soon. Because I've been seeing him limp a lot now, and I say that jokingly, knowing that they're going to need to try to keep him on the roster somehow.
Yeah, and again, I think a lot of that Max Crosby, I'm sure they called, but Dallas will call knowing that it's going to be leaked out. And, just like their first choice to trade Micah was to the Jets for Quentin Williams. So I just think that when you could win the line of scrimmage, offensive line and defensive line, you have a chance to win. Whether they win tomorrow, they're the underdog. Surprisingly enough. Mark Hutchton, Farm Boy 86. Good evening, everybody. Thumbs up and subscribe and share. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Phil to 2,000.
And I appreciate that. I saw that at the end of the broadcast because I had to walk away. Again, I got up this morning,
Bobby,
and the AC was not working. It shut off. So I was like, I got to go to work, and I got to deal with this later. So, one of those ones where just a drainage thing needed to happen and stuff. So I got to be more on top of that. See, I can barely do broadcasts. I can't drain my own AC drainage bowl. Anyways, as we get back to football, and you talked about it on your broadcast. I think it makes a great point. It's exciting when the Dallas Cowboys are involved, whether we talk about the Thanksgiving game, 57 million viewers, watching. I'm interested. I'm really interested in that and how many of those viewers were in the background, kind of just left it on and as well too. But to have that type of viewership, I mean that's why this is why the NFL is trying to go international. If you're adding those extra games to just add it as an international game, I don't think that's a problem. Everybody
they
has to
blew
go
out
through
the
it.
old record by over 35%. CZ with the super chat. My favorite Cowboy assholes. You better win me the money tomorrow. Well, CZ, again, stay tuned for the pick. But
That's awesome.
Loyal Cowboy, what's up? What's up, Time Brothers?
That is hilarious.
Shout out to Loyal Cowboy, showing Phil the love.
Insert cash or select payment type.
Sonic Boom!
Yeah, they're the underdog tomorrow, Phil, and rightly so.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very
Sorry,
much.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good. You're good, man. I had to get
They're the
that.
3-point underdog, so I guess the home team gets 3, so it's about a push, I guess. But basically, Dallas is playing good. Detroit, I would say Dallas is still the more desperate team, but they're both desperate. So
the percentage. Percentage-wise, what? Dallas goes to 8, Detroit goes to 22%. Obviously, I would say that. We're definitely way more.
It's going to be a tough game tomorrow, but nobody's really given us much of a chance. If Amon-Ra doesn't play, it should be easy pickings. Bobby Schmurder with the
You would
super
think
chat.
so. You would definitely think so. And to kind of piggyback off of what he's saying, it matters that much. I'm not saying it's easy pickings. I don't think any NFL team truly is easy picking, especially with how this week-to-week league goes. But I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of those guys that, he makes a big difference on whether your team offensively can move the ball. Because he was like a Cooper Kupp. We're constantly feeding him.
Tony Boo. What's up,
Hit
Frank?
them likes. Thank you. Go ahead, man. I apologize. I've jumped on a couple of times there.
No. That's good. I just realized I think I need to get back to Tony Boo I think he emailed me. Sorry.
Oh, well, Tony Boo, we hit the likes, and we definitely reminded him.
I've been bad. Yeah, I need to get back. I'm waiting for, long story, but I can't access my bank account, really, my business account, so I gotta ship some stuff in a couple days.
See how my account works is I gotta move my money to my savings.
Remember we lost the cards and I locked it up, and they won't give me a virtual card for a business account, yada yada yada. So I'm waiting for my card to get in. But anyway, we'll get into the Cowboy game later. But Farm Boy, Cowboys 36, Detroit 27. Okay, I like it. I like the score, man. I like it.
That is nice.
And stay tuned till the end of the show as we cut. Not end the show shortly when we do all the games, ending with the first. We're gonna end with the first game of the week. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I know. That's how this backwards NFL shit happens, man.
I hate Thursday football games.
We're gonna Benjamin Button this shit.
And I believe, isn't Christmas Day a Thursday?
Oh, is it?
Yes. So we play another Thursday game. We play on the 25th of December, which is a Thursday. I'm so tired of Thursday. It's a little different. I just don't like the short rest. 3 games in 11 days is rough for any football team. We do it every year. And this is a big one, man. If we could somehow win this, we get a 10-day break for 2 home games in a row, our last 2 home games of the regular season, that is. And, we go from there. But Oscar Perini, let's just keep building and improving, in my opinion. I think we still 2-3 players away on defense. Yeah, again, Oscar,
I agree. Definitely agree on that one.
I'm not going to
that's why I'm saying there's just people that you need
to.
to re-sign. I've been watching this college. I've been watching more college football. So that's kind of where I've noticed names and seen people play, and And so I've been a little bit more into it this year. And so even with these guys, you know, they've been dropping some names. I'm like, I gotta at least look them up and see how they're doing as well too. So I would say that there could be a chance as well too. I mean, you got a guy like Nathan Thomas and Guyton, but I wouldn't be fearful as well of getting a tackle in this upcoming draft as well. So I mean, there's definitely some positions where you could definitely improve on, and I think focusing on defense wouldn't be a bad strategy either.
Real quick, I was just watching a video before we went live of Dallas. They landed about 2 hours ago in Detroit, and it is snowing like a bear in Detroit. Thank God it's an inside game. Man, it looks like the frozen tundra times 10 on the tarmac. I'm watching it now. That's crazy. That's nuts, man.
I saw Adam Schefter. He had some kind of stat, which I think us and stats. We'll say the stat that doesn't mean really shit, other than what it's a stat. But he was talking about with Monday Night Football, the past 9 Dallas Cowboy matchups, and they are 8-1.
Really?
I was like, I did not realize that.
I did not know that. That's wild and crazy stuff. I did not know that.
I didn't.
That's my.
Yeah, there was some stuff as well
Johnny
too.
Carson.
For some reason, I'll get into that later as well too. But with the NFL, man, week to week league, right now, a great hot streak. There's some teams, you don't know, especially I think with Detroit. It's up, down. Is it going to all of a sudden wake up this week? It's had some bad couple weeks. It had injuries. I know last year they dealt with injuries, but they were able to still compete in those injuries. I think even with the injuries, their defense has still been great as well too. So I mean, they have to deal with a whole lot of stuff there too. So when I look at their team, their team got some offensive weapons. They like to bring up the fact that these guys don't, the next receiver only has so many. Yeah, but that next receiver is also a playmaker that can just catch it on 1 yard down the 1 yard down the field like a little dump pass, and then all of a sudden he can take it to the house. So I mean, they definitely have some weapons. I think Bryan mentioned it as well. Gibbs is one of those guys that you could hold him, and then all of a sudden on the 7th or 8th run, bam, he breaks it for 50 yards and stuff. And that's just the truth, man. He's used to that being having to do that.
I love David Montgomery, man.
I hate him. How about that? I hate him because he's so fucking good. He's just one of those guys because every team he's played for, I don't like the team, and then he runs very well for that team, and so I hate him, but in a good way.
Yeah, I just think he's a tough physical runner,
extremely
perfect
tough. Extremely tough.
the pairing with Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, it's just funny how if we should win tomorrow, watch out. The mass media is going to go nuts.
Yeah.
And just like the mass media is holding their breath for the Eagles to, you're already hearing it. Yeah, it collapsed 2.0 2 times in 3 years. That's the narrative. But if Dallas wins tomorrow, it'll be, oh, here they go. Dallas is doing this. Dallas is doing that. You hope that the coach can keep their heads level. And if they lose, you wonder if the balloon pops and they don't get up for the Vikings. I don't see that as much, but to me, I'm just like, if you really want to win and you want to do something and you want a chance to make the playoffs, you got to win out. That's all. Win out.
So Mark Hutchin asked, who's out for the Cowboys? I saw that Diggs is obviously still out. Guyton's out. And then Clowney is the day of, they're going to see how Clowney's doing, and somebody else, Malik Hooker. That's right. So, but otherwise, I mean, you're going to have the inactives. I think the inactives are going to be the interesting one. I think inactives are always the interesting one each week.
Yeah.
Bobby with the super chat, $2 says, if Chicago gets 1 seed run game with the snowy scare, it can be. That's the truth. I mean, the fact that they're playing the way that they're playing as well too, it's not total all running though. Like,
I would love to run that one back though. We got rolled on my son's wedding day against the Bears. Now that we actually have a defense, I would love to run that one back. But it would be
very
scary.
very talented. I mean,
and
I think tying that Bears team. Why is that Bears team to you? If you had to give one person on that team, why is that Bears team now a contender?
Why is it?
Yeah, like if you had to guess one person on that team, why are they a contender from being a not contender to a contender?
Caleb Williams.
Oh, you're gonna say Caleb Williams? I think he's the consistent. He's been the same thing. I think obviously Ben Johnson's the big difference. You know, when you look at Detroit, I think people are talking about how Detroit's window is somehow closing. You know, with these injuries and everything as well. But is it because they also had Ben Johnson helping push that offense, and now they don't have it? And where's their offense kind of been like,
Al
you know,
Harris,
at times.
that's another good one.
Dude, Al Harris was, man, I think that's
I like
a great
Ben
one
Johnson,
as well, too.
but you know, you can have all the great plays you want if you don't have a quarterback that can execute it. But it to Phil's point, it goes hand in hand. So, you know, I'm good. Yeah, I mean, I'm good with Ben Johnson.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
and I think
one.
Al Harris is good as well too. I mean, you could also say Caleb Williams, but I mean, again, I saw Caleb Williams there the year before.
Matured a little, maybe because of Ben Johnson. You know, he's a quarterback guru. You know, he's an offensive guru, and Ben Johnson, I think, has worked well for Caleb. Is he perfect? No, but Caleb looked pretty darn good on the road the last couple.
Yeah, those drives that he puts together.
I mean, they've won some serious games lately, and that's him leading it. You know how that goes. That's him leading it, throwing the ball, running the ball, handing the ball off for almost 300 yards.
I think somebody needs to. I think that's what they need to do, Bobby Murphy. They need to sit Dan Campbell in a room in an intervention and just say, you know, sometimes it's easy. It's okay to take the 3 points. It's okay to take those 3.
Well, yeah. Bobby Smurder. Caleb Williams is a Timu Dak Prescott, though.
I ordered this off of Timu. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna. Dak's playing well. Marcus Blackman. I give Matt Eberflus his respect because the defense is so much better now. Quinn Williams had a lot to do with it, but he's done a really good job with the defense lately.
A couple years.
Yeah, man. What's up, Joe What's up, Demasi? If you're Walker Wade. Dan Campbell has the biggest ball in Texas for gambling on 4th down, Arturo. Yeah, and expect it again tomorrow. Everybody forgets we lost 47-9 last year. They embarrassed us in our own place, like other teams. We're laughing and giggling and getting all the rocks off of beating a demoralized, beat up team. So I hope that Dallas remembers that.
So Logan asked, when was the last time that Dallas and Philly were both in the playoffs? Did both of our teams play in the playoffs? What year? Was that against each other or just making the playoffs? I
that was when
making the playoffs.
That was
21,
when that was when Dallas beat McNabb. When McNabb was doing the dance in the Miller Lite Plaza, and he got his ass smacked down. That's the last one I remember. But
I
maybe
think the last
lost.
time we met in the playoffs was 2018, with the Eagles winning 20-14.
Okay.
So that was the last time that was that matchup. I'm not sure if you meant the last time we were both in the playoffs in general. I think it was 21. I don't even remember how that.
What's up, West Virginia?
As well too, but when you
it is. It's not injury pity, Drew. You were bragging about sweeping Dallas, when they were beat up. That, again, that's on you, brother. You're sitting there chirping when you knew we were beat up, but that's fine. It's not just one or two players, right, Phil? It was literally most of our squad on both sides of the ball.
Oh, easily.
Now, chirping. It's like now all of a sudden it's fucking quiet around here, around South Jersey. Everybody at work is all zipped up and their sphincter muscles are tight. Wow. How fast have things changed? All this shit talking. Don't let us win this division. Don't let us. So, but I think we might. I hate to say it. If Dallas wins tomorrow, they're winning this division. And the choke 2.0 will present itself. If Dallas loses, then they don't deserve it.
I don't know, man. Like to me, it's okay. Like even if you laid every game was a Raider game, or any of the bottom of the league, like I think you end up losing one of those. It's just how the league runs, and so that's the part that I worry about a little bit. Just when the balls don't bounce your way, the calls don't go your way. Those type of situations. Like
you're already
very
hearing
frustrating.
it. Dallas is getting the calls. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Here
no,
we
no.
go.
I just still hear from Chief fans. I think it's just funny when you hear Chief fans like, "Oh, they were mauling our wide receiver." Oh, okay, that mauling. Okay, that's the reason why. That's why a lot of the Bills and all those kind of fans started making fun of the Chief fans as well. I was like, "Oh, okay, it makes sense now."
Yeah.
Makes sense. You know, they're Detroit in that. You know, that was an eligible receiver. Was that us? Did we call that? Did we, I know you like to point that out, just like, our information was totally different than what you gave. That's up to you. So don't be pointing it out like that we did something. Bobby Schwarmer says, Eagles will win the division, only losing to Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo being a team, I mean, when you're playing these other teams, I mean, the other teams as well aren't, the Chargers, I mean, as much as they're banged up and everything, I think that one's a hard one for either team. I don't think they're just a walk over with Harbaugh at the helm. I think he makes it tougher. So I mean, yeah, I see what you can say though as well too. I mean, with ours, I think these next couple of games, I think that's a big one. A lot of people like to point out this Detroit game, but I also think that Charger game is a tough one.
You were talking, yeah, we got tough games left. You were talking about the injury report for Dallas, right? But here's the injury report for the Detroit Lions. You got Kirby Joseph is out. Khalif Raymond out. Brock Wright out. Shane Zylstra out. Awasoka questionable. Brian Branch, questionable. Taylor Decker, questionable. Graham Glasgow, questionable. Penei Sewell, questionable. Amon-Ra St. Brown, questionable. And Sion Vaki. Literally 3 of their 5 offensive linemen are questionable. They're all most likely going to play, but they're banged up. Dirty Sanchez, now we have goons and everybody talks crap. It's time for us to play some bully ball, says Dirty Sanchez.
But that's what we need.
You.
That's where we should be. I mean, when people start to feel bad for you and everything, that means the season is not going well. That's how bad the season. Where you can't even get enjoyment out of the rivalry, trash talking. Yeah. I think Bryan said it best when he was talking about, I just want, by the time we go to the game later on, I want us just those games to mean something. I wanted to, I just want to be in the fight. I just want to be in the conversation. Obviously, if you're not going to get there, by that point, and that part of the season ends, I also don't want to lose my draft picks and stuff like that too. So it's one of those things where, it's a fine line between watching the scoreboards everywhere else too, and just worrying about what you can control. I think, like as Cowboy fans, it's amazing how a lot of us, we pointed out some of these flaws that were happening in the other teams, about these positives that were happening in our team and stuff. And obviously, you're wishful thinking, and it's understandable. What's a span forward, and some of these guys that are actually finally stepping up. I think that's what I've been waiting for. Just when are these guys going to start making more of a name for themselves? When are they going to step away? You're going to have plenty of opportunities. We're talking about Pickens, we talk about Lamb, and the struggles back and forth. Lamb's dropping ball. Everybody wants. It's kind of funny how everybody started discrediting him, Bryan. They immediately started discrediting.
CeeDee Lamb showed you last week. He's not intimidated by anything. He went out and balled out yet again. Just watch what the defenses do. They're kind of split in how they are double teaming. So it'll be, again, George Pickens is the second number 2 wide receiver in the league. Again, we were told would have prior to the season, after we made that trade, that, oh my God, Dallas was a reach. George Pickens overrated. Remember, we heard from a lot of Eagle fans, some in here right now, that were saying that he's not a number 1. Again, stop. Dude's a beast. Eagles losing home in the snow. Watch out, Nick. Bobby Schmurder. Yeah, Philly 500 is predicting Nick to be fired.
Oh, really?
That'd be surprising. Eagles offense. Randy McIntyre, thank you. Again, Billy 500 is saying that you have to fire the coach if Dallas does win this division. And I do think that if Dallas wins out, they're going to win this division, and that but that would be what 11. Yeah, I think Dallas. So I think they would win a division by a half game, and that'll be interesting because Nick Sirianni. When it's going good, he's great. He's a great guy to have. But when it's going bad, he doesn't seem to have the answers. That's the issue. He doesn't call plays. He doesn't, I guess he has a hand in the game plan, I think. I would hope so. But at some point, man, if your job is getting on the line, if you're an Eagle coach, why wouldn't you he's done it before in Indy, hasn't he? Put it in the comments. Drew, did he ever call plays in Indy? I'm not sure.
But, is that Chris? Is that Gamer Grub? Is that what it is? Thank you for the donation. I'm going to assume by the little icon it has to be. I mean, Gaming and Grub. So, Chris, what's going on,
Retro
man?
Gaming, Grub, and Cowboys.
Okay,
come on now.
I'm not bad, man. Again, man. I'm
you broke bread.
new to the YouTube. Yeah, of course I did, yeah. That was, again, I'm going to have some really good memories from that trip. And I think just even going forward of what that team, when we walked out on that field, the last time that we went to a game, we just kind of had like, wow, just amazing what this team is not skipping balls off to the ground. It was just, and then to come
it was bad.
A year later, and then all of a sudden, like you see an offense that's clicking. You look at an offensive weapon like George Pickens that you're talking about that get added to this. That when CeeDee Lamb has his moment, because let's be real, during the season we've had these moments with CeeDee Lamb where he all of a sudden, the game he pops off doesn't work and everything, but there's been nobody else to pick that up. We're like, okay, Turpin's going to be that guy. Oh, Tolbert's going to be. Oh, Turpin's got to be given so much credit for getting that fumble. I mean, so Hustle's plays are going amazingly with this team, but you're talking about all these other wide receivers, Brooks. Who's going to step up when CeeDee Lamb isn't there? And so now you finally have a guy that. Like, again, when Dak throws it, and you all of a sudden you immediately see it start to go up. You're like, okay, what's going to happen here? Because I love the percentages of our guys coming down with it, whether it's CD or Pickens. Obviously, Pickens is a higher ratio there. But when you also look at, what are other guys doing too? You're seeing Jake Ferguson being able one-on-one into those middles, the zones, because you're having to pull that coverage to those wide receivers. So not only did that do for Pickens, but when you look at the Williams trade, the one-on-ones, the allowing your linebackers to not have to be blocked up by offensive linemen, you're letting them run around free. What's he say?
Bobby Schmurder with the super chat. Nick's playbook is rock, paper, scissors game time. Yeah, did you happen to watch the NFC? Thanks, Bobby. Did you happen to see the Hard Knocks, the NFC East?
I did watch some of it.
You had to know that. They were just all Dallas all the time. It's like there's 4 teams, man.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of that one because I know as a Cowboy fan, I wouldn't have liked it the other way around. I wouldn't want to watch it with a bunch of Washington, Giants, Eagles content, stuff like that. Like,
it's just like, okay, there's just, if we ever won again, my God, people are really going to hate us because they're never going to stop showing us. I mean, you see the ratings, it's just ridiculous. But I mean, I love it as a Cowboy fan to be talked about. But if we win tomorrow night, you're going to get all this nonsense out there. You're just going to hear Super Bowl talk and
I don't
whatever.
Like I always piss me
Eagles
off.
Drew, check Nick's win percentage. I like Nick, Eagles Drew. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense. I don't think it makes sense.
I like him. I think he deserves to keep his job. I'm just saying Philly 500 is he's saying that if just go watch today's episode on Jacob. Him and Dan Cilio. And Philly 500, is big time Philly, but he was saying if they choke up the division, they would have to choke it up. People, they are ahead of Dallas by a game and a half.
See, man,
if Dallas somehow wins this division, Dallas has just as hard of games left as the Eagles.
Yeah, so, I see it. I see what people are talking about when it comes to the Eagles, but I don't see it as a big problem. I see it's the same damn offense that's been happening throughout the year. They've just been able to pull out games early on. They haven't been able to pull it more recently. are the percentages there that they can lose, two of those? I would say yes, but, I wouldn't bet on it 100%. Those other teams still got to perform. Why they do have a problem with Washington at times, right? Am I wrong on that one? I mean, have they dominated Washington, or I feel like it's kind of been Washington has kind of had their numbers sometimes when you don't expect it.
Yeah, I think it's fun though, Logan. Logan says tomorrow the race for the NFC East is on. I think it makes it fun that way. I don't know. I'm on record to say if Dallas, I would love for both teams to make the playoffs. That's what that's.
And I think it's going to be hard because everything, all those, like, when you look at the North, you look at at those other teams. I mean, the other divisions.
Well,
there's so many teams. There's a division there that has 3 teams out of it. You got the leader and then 2 other teams that are easily leading. So.
Yeah, but I was looking at the schedules left, and there, again, I think that a couple of these teams are going to have it rough coming down the stretch. I think you're going to see. So I think Seattle's got a tough schedule. So
Seattle's been playing some good
again,
ball,
you
too.
might see. I mean, thanks, Vinny.
Thank you very much, sir. My cousin,
you see playoff Dak. You might see end of season Sam Darnold. Yeah, you might see him like choke up a little bit like he did last year.
The Vikings and stuff like that.
Yeah, he choked it up. It was kind of an odd handshake at the end of the game. Obviously, the Vikings are having a rough year. Nobody feels sorry, but you have to make tough choices as an organization, Phil, when you let a Sam Darnold go because you just drafted J.J. McCarthy, and now it's not even a full season by, and they're already whispers that they think JJ's a bust.
Yeah, well, I think it's funny because when you did that
Michigan
move, you signed Sam Darnold as the backup to a JJ McCarthy.
Thanks, farm boy.
And then when
Mark.
JJ McCarthy got, to me, it just seems like you would have wanted to continue that and develop what you have there. You had no idea what you had in JJ McCarthy. I'm not saying that he's a bust either. I want to wait a little bit until there's some more evidence with the offensive line getting better and everything. I'm interested to see because they've dumped a lot into that defense. I felt like they didn't really do a whole lot offensively last off season. So you got to get him some protection, but at the same time, there was times where I saw him make some very questionable throws when he wasn't being rushed and stuff too. So that's where I question. And we were here 2 years ago questioning. You're dumping all your eggs into this basket, and you're going off of his college film. Is that what you're going off of? I met him and I felt his handshake. I asked him how he plays tic-tac-toe. Remember that whole coach? I don't remember how that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you got your bases off of for that, but I don't know, man. I think there was other quarterbacks that you could have got Nucci and probably did a lot better of a job. Let's be real. Where's the Nooch?
Yeah, the Nooch. But yeah, man, What's the matter?
Drew says Primetime trail to the Vikings, playoff contenders. Primetime, can you throw to JJ? It's gonna pop every time.
He has to get the wing back in shape. He's gonna have to work out the wing a little bit. It's like me trying to throw a fastball right now. I might fully tear my rotator.
Anytime anybody does,
I got frayed labrums already. Gametime, did you drop the bet yet?
Anytime.
What bet is that, Bobby?
Anytime I get challenged, hey, can you want a race? I'm like, I immediately think about the fathers that they tear an ACL they tear something. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't work out.
2 years ago, I would have, and I would have blown out my quad. But now it's like, nah, I'm good. I'll watch you race and feel for you, because I can see it coming.
You're like, oh, he didn't stretch either. He didn't stretch. He just went straight for the run.
It was like when me, you, and Loyal were watching Chris get sucked in by the Vegas dancers.
I tried to get Chris a way out too. I was like, "Hey, Chris, get your ass over here!"
From inside the MGM glass doors, looking out over the the crosswalk, we were like begging Chris, and Chris is just too nice of a guy. Girl came on me with the damn tassel. Hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good, but that guy right there is even better. And I just kept walking. And then they got Chris and they sucked him in. Next thing you know, they're pulling out credit card readers. I'm like, oh shit, go get him. Go get him. Oh God, that was funny. But Chris paid $20 for 2 pitchers and a good time. So if he's happy, I'm happy.
Drew says, Primetime, they got that juice for you,
yeah.
bro. I believe in you. Unless they got that pimp juice, and got that pimp juice. Like, that's not. It's not those days anymore. I can
Feels
barely
like
even.
that dude's throw god. If you know what I'm talking about, that dude throw god. You know, Phil's just gonna start throwing balls at the park with his shirt off into like nets.
You know how. When I watch other people you're watching, I'm like, I'm getting tired of that. That's where I'm at. I'm at that age where it's just I get it. I'm like, ugh. So I don't know if I'm gonna have the energy to come back and help the Vikings get into the playoffs with those purple people eaters. But maybe I look pretty good in purple. Anyways, Brian, would you like to go through these NFL games and let's talk?
Let's
tell
go
people
through
what
it.
we
Again,
think
we'll
is going to happen.
save,
I think we've been
we'll
pretty
save
good
the
this
Eagles
season.
and then the Dallas for last, obviously, just by the way it's going to work. But
Should we Benjamin Button this shit? Should we start on Monday Night Football and go backwards?
Nah, we'll let it build up because I'd like to talk about the Eagles. I'd like to think that. Well, I'll save that. First game is actually a pretty good game. The 4-8 underachieving Falcons, with Kirk Cousins, mind you, which might be better, hosting 9-3 Seattle Seahawks. Just to let you know the odds of these games, not that you really care, but the
I always want the
Falcons are a 7-point underdog at home.
That makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Tony Boo says Cowboys could win out, but the Lions are going to be a hard test.
Thanks, Frank.
I agree. I think that one, again, the Chargers. When you look at when you look at Lions and Chargers, who is the tougher matchup?
Well, say that again. I'm sorry.
If you're looking at the Chargers and the Lions, who's the tougher matchup?
The Lions are on the road, definitely.
Yeah, and I heard that Herbert had a surgery, and he could possibly, they're trying to figure out what.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that when we talk birds. So, who do you like? You like Seattle or you like Atlanta?
Unfortunately, I like Seattle in this one. I want Seattle to stop their momentum.
Well, I think
and somehow,
they're going to stop winning.
Yeah, it's going to be at the time where it matters the most. Let's be real. Probably playoffs.
Well, let me just since we're talking about it, let me we got a little bit of time. Let me just tell you what I'm talking about here. This is what the Seattle Seahawks have left. Again, just keep in mind they are in a division where there's 3 teams that are unbelievable. They're in a division with.
They could get into
Let's hear this out. Rams are 9-3, leading the division. Seattle 9-3, and 49ers at 9-4. So again, something's going to change here. But let me just rattle off the Seattle Seahawks schedule. Seattle at the Falcons. Okay, home against the Colts. All right, that's not easy. Home against the Rams. Not easy. That's a big time game on the 18th. So I guess Sunday Night Football. It says Prime Video, so maybe is that Monday? I don't know. The 18th. I don't know, but it's probably Monday night. At the Panthers.
Is it Thursday night?
At the 49ers.
Thursday night.
So you got Falcons, home against the Colts, home against the Rams, at the Panthers, at the 49ers. There's 2 losses in there somewhere. So that puts them at 11. Okay, if there's only 2 losses. So anyway, that's who I like.
Yeah, Seattle makes the most sense. I mean, they're right now between them all, they're the ones that are playing better ball. They're playing completely. Now, again, it would not be surprising if a crappy ass Atlanta team all of a sudden destroyed Seattle and made where's this Atlanta team been? Because that's what they like to do. They'll give you 1 game out of 4 or 5 that they just dominate, and you look amazing against a great team, and then all of a sudden they go back into their hole for the rest of the season. If they see their shadow, they don't. Their offense doesn't produce anymore.
Game 2, 1:00 matchup Sunday. The Cleveland Browns, 3-9, hosting the 1-11 Tennessee Titans.
To me, I think the
Wow.
Cleveland Browns makes a lot of sense to me. Now, I used to wonder when I looked at this team.
4.5-point favorite Browns.
When I used to look at this team and I go, why is an orange team called the Browns? And I was just now I understand they just play shitty all the time, and
Shitty
it's
all
just
the time.
it's just like. But when you look at the
Shitty all the
shitty
time,
bowl that's going to
shitty all
happen,
the
I think
time.
they're the champions. I think Tennessee just plays a little bit shittier, and since they're in the shitty city. They're going to go ahead and win in Cleveland. I got to go Cleveland in this matchup just because I think Tennessee's just crappier.
Yeah, they activated the 21-day practice window for one Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun Massaji Watson may actually get some playing time coming down the stretch, maybe to up his value for a possible
So
trade
is it like Key and Peele where he's like, slap a ass. And he's like,
slap
"That's
ass.
Yeah, they're just like, no, slap ass.
Yeah, I'll take the Browns as well. Kind of a dumpster fire of a game, but the Browns defense should cook
I think so too. Yes.
against the Titans. All right, next game. This is a battle of the what ifs. I think they both have good futures, but what if? The Minnesota Vikings 4-8 host the 3-9 Washington Momos. Wow,
Well,
the Vikings
they almost
are a
won, right?
2.5-point favorite. The Vikings are a favorite against the Momos.
Because they're at home, probably. That's the only reason why.
Yes, they're home, but still.
Well, they got a bet. They are without their guy at the helm. They're moving the offense a little bit better. So I understand where they're coming from on the sense of Minnesota. Damn, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go Minnesota as well, just because again, I think
didn't
if
say I was
any of
going
them.
Vikings.
Yeah, I'm talking about you're talking about the the percentages and everything like that. I'm gonna go with them as well, just because I think if any of them can get their offensive going out of nowhere, I think it is the Vikings.
Right.
I think the defense on both of them are pretty equal. It feels like.
Honestly, that's not a bad pick, man. This is one of the hardest games for me.
Yeah, I know.
But I
know
feel like
what you're talking
Dan
about,
Quinn
Chris.
has got this team
He
ready to
could.
go
He
each
could.
week.
So he could.
I need them to win. I need Washington to win. We can't
Yes.
have them get, too good a draft pick, right? But I'm with you. Listen to what Drew says here, because I can't pick these type of games. I'm going to take the Commanders, but who the hell's even quarterback in the Vikings right now? Is it McCarthy? Is he back or no? Is it who's the quarterback of the Vikings?
Was it
Is it-
Carson Wentz?
He's out.
He's out again. No, right.
So I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever
know.
it is. I mean, I again.
It don't matter.
Doesn't really
You're
matter.
going with them?
I'm going with it. I like the wide receivers. I think I like the wide receivers. I think again Mariota. I think he's been pretty good for Washington. But
Bresto.
is he all of a sudden?
Bresto?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I know you're talking about that.
you mean the Bridgewater? Who's Bridgewater? I know he's been playing. Or not Bridgewater. I can't think of it. Whatever. Who the hell knows? I know the last name ain't Bresto.
Yeah, I had to look at it.
You're talking about Vinny. And it doesn't matter. Take Washington. Hey, Jeff Lee. How are you, brother? All right, Vinny, it is. You want control your own destiny. We did.
Brosmer. Max Brosmer.
Yeah, go with Washington. You're not winning with Max
Man.
Brosmer.
I say you push it to the max with Max, man.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing?
He does not look good in his profile picture. I'm just saying, like, it's just.
He looks like Ray Finkel, yet Phil's betting the house.
He got his hair sheared to the side. I'm just sitting there like, fuck, maybe I did pick the wrong team.
Laces out, Phil.
Like,
Laces
fuck.
out.
This guy immediately,
All right, let's
his
move it along
picture
here.
in Wikipedia made me want to change my pick.
Yeah, he's taking the Commanders.
Fuck.
Scratch it all.
I hope he
ain't
ain't Commanders.
taking Max Brosnan.
I hope my Oregon Duck Mariota does it, man. He just got inducted
Max
to their Hall
Brosnan
of Fame,
sounds
though.
like he was a part of World War One, if you know what I mean. He was a part of the other side. But anyway, the Jets, 1:00 matchup. The Jets, the 3-9 Jets host the 5-7 Dolphins.
Man, this is a divisional rivalry. I expect this to be a hell of a matchup and shootout, and I don't expect shit from this game,
Jets
man.
are a 2.5 point underdog.
You know how you have a couple of games you could watch and you sit there.
You should.
And
we got to bring you on
have
this part.
CBS, and you're like, oh, there's Miami versus the Jets, and then Fox is not showing you anything except for Judge Judy, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go do some shit outside because I don't want to watch this game. I don't want to watch it, and I have to watch it because I'm in Florida. I'm going to go Miami. I think, again, if Tua can stay away from his concussion version of himself, he's capable of at least moving that offense. And right now, I think that's just something the Jets really lack.
I agree with you, man. This is a situation where the Dolphins get hot at the end of the year and give the Miami fans hope, right? Albeit against
Daniel's a job. That's what it is. He doesn't have to sell his house.
Again, give me the Dolphins. But again, who the heck knows, man? I think Dolphins have too much right now. I like Garrett Wilson. I do.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
It could go the other way, too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Follow what Drew says. I don't know who to pick here. Again, it's so hard. The Dolphins at Jets. It's like, come on. I'm going to go Dolphins and probably it'd be wrong there. But anyway, moving along. Let's go to some real football, for crying out loud. Real football. And there again, I don't know that we call it real, but it's a divisional game. The 7-5 Buccaneers host the 2-10 New Orleans Saints in Tampa. I'll take the Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Tampa Bay, I mean, they're not doing anything surprising. I mean, we talked about it last week. It's going to be enough. They got Bucky Irving coming back last week. It's going to be enough. Their wide receivers that have been healthy is enough. They need their elite guys. As much as Mike Evans has his 50-50 droppies, he still brings a whole element to this team that they're missing right now, and I think that's what makes them a liability. But when you look at the Saints, I mean, shit, the whole team is a liability. So I got to go Tampa Bay, especially as a home matchup. I really think that energy from the crowd can push the rest of this team onto another level.
Yeah, they're
do they get
in the chat.
Oscar? They get him back?
Yeah, they're getting Mike Evans back. I know you got quarterbacks banged up. I assume he's playing. The line is 8.5. Tampa. I don't know that they're going to win by 8.5. It's a division game, but I expect Tampa to win this football game. So the Saints are going to do what they need to do and continue to lose. That's smart.
They're trying to fight for that number one pick, but Tennessee's not so fast.
Yeah. Next game, I think, is our first. Just really, if you think about it.
So let me ask you a question, and I'm going to go this. I'm going to go for something else before you go back to the football, so get exactly where the game.
If you're looking at,
okay, all right, dude, I got to put it now since he's got to go.
Okay.
Okay, hey, what's going on, man? Let me know. Hi, you got everything situated?
I had to close the door. My wife's got her headset on playing a video game on her laptop, so
oh yeah, man.
I couldn't feel my toes at that point. Sorry, brother.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead with football because I already forgot my shit. So you're good.
Well, no, you forgot it.
Yeah, I forgot it. As soon as you did all that shit, I forgot it.
I said, "Hold on a second." That's all he said.
No, you didn't tell me to hold on to my conversation. You didn't tell me.
I didn't do a sound or like a song or a dance. I didn't do anything.
I did the song.
But the Jags, 8-4 Jags, host the 8-4 Colts divisional game. This is a good one. This is a good one
because this could be a possible playoff matchup. I want to say conference championship or anything like that. I don't think either one. I mean, maybe the Colts a little bit. Jacksonville, I think it's like one of those. It's like false gold. They could be Duval. You don't know. You don't know what kind of atmosphere they got going on. They're not on the media every time. They're not on Hard Knocks and stuff like that. So they're not getting that coverage. Maybe that they're a little bit sneaky. It doesn't been that way when you watch them. But when you look at these two teams, I think it's going to be a hell of a game, especially in Jacksonville. Man, I like Indianapolis. Again, I still like Indianapolis. I know that the rug will be pulled out from underneath them at some point. I just don't think it's against Jacksonville, but it'd be a hell of a win on the road for them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Danny Dimes is starting to turn into a pumpkin. Whatever he's driving just turned into a pumpkin. I don't know. I expect
I like the
a
run game.
really good game. I expect the Colts win a close one, but
Yeah.
nothing would surprise me. Ever since they started nicknaming Daniel Jones Indiana Jones, shit was going wrong again. So
He went.
Indy, we got no time for love, Dr. Jones. I don't know. I kind of disagree with you. I think Jacksonville can go further than Indy just because you see what's going on with Indy. They're not the last few games. I know it's tough, but these are tough games. You know,
that Viking syndrome from last year.
I mean, anybody can say whatever they want about Dallas, but they've won against the Super Bowl representatives by 3 the last 2 weeks. They're not blowing them out, but they are winning close games. Colts are losing close games. But I think the Colts have the better football team. So give me the Colts, but again, I think Jacksonville, the AFC, if you look,
you pick a team, and you talk a shit about them, you're like, man, this is
yeah, it's true. I expect them to win, but what does Drew say?
No, you picked
Indy in a
as
close
well.
one. There you
Yeah.
go. So that's kind of how I
That's
feel.
what I was
a
thinking.
real close game.
I didn't think Indy was gonna all of a sudden like run away with it again. I think they just have the better running game. I think that makes the difference in these. I mean, when you look at these two quarterbacks
Yeah, I
right
think
now,
you're right there.
Yeah, I just like the running game of Indy.
And how good is Jacksonville's defense? That's the thing. So we'll see. I'll take the Colts, but I don't think the Colts are long for the playoffs just because they don't have what we have over in the NFC. The NFC, there's a lot of teams with a lot of wins were already stacked up. The Colts, it's not that way. I mean, in the AFC, it's not that way.
Well, and when you look at the other in the AFC, I mean, you got to get your New England, which is they've been playing some pretty damn good ball. But Denver, I mean, Denver's the other one, and Denver's a very iffy all the time. Don't know what team is going to come out, even though they have been winning those games. Everybody can understand what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on them or anything at all. That's just how it's been.
Right. Next game, which is a big-time divisional game, another good 1:00 game. The Steelers are falling apart in the media. Nobody, Mike Tomlin's taking a lot of heat. The Baltimore Ravens, 6-6, host the Steelers at 6-6.
A lot of devilish type of stuff. 6-6, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 6-6.
I think even if this team, let's look at these two teams. If these two teams were both like 8-3, this would be a hell of a matchup. If these both teams were 3-8, I think this would still be a hell of a matchup. I think sitting at 6-6, this is going to be a hell of a matchup. I think these two teams just bring it every single time. Maybe we can point out to some ones that have been blowouts and stuff like that. But when you're looking at underwhelming teams, I think you got to put those two on that list as well. And I think you have a little bit of a shootout here because as much as 6-6 is there, 6-6 is technically kind of still in that playoff hunt for the AFC. And so I think Baltimore in this matchup, being at home, I think they're playing just a little bit better. They haven't played great. They got fumbles last week, but I just think, again, like Bryan's saying, the Pittsburgh just looked bad for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I have a weird feeling about this.
It is a weird one. I've picked Pittsburgh the past couple of times, but I don't know, man.
I don't know. Well, you know what scares me?
That's true.
I think this is the game that the Ravens play well, but the Ravens just crap to bed.
Yeah.
Last week, bad. That was ugly.
Yeah.
So, but they're home again, so I don't see that happening again. But Steelers always play the Ravens tough, so I don't know. Again,
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what the
Ravens.
record is. I think this would be one of those ones where it's like
tough. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. This next game is a good football game. It may even be a better game, even though the records aren't the same. Another 1:00 game, but this is this isn't a 4-8 football team. The 4-8 Bengals go to Buffalo and play the Bills that are 8-4 that are showing some chinks in the armor. The Bills aren't the Bills of old.
Well, I mean, when you look at this, I'm going to point out, and I'm going to give you credit on this one because you pointed this out last week. When you look at Cincinnati's offense, reminds me a lot of Dallas's defense. One guy made that difference. Yes, you point out to the guys of Wilson and Overshown and everything, but when you look at a guy that's coming in to help everybody else become better as well, your offensive line doesn't have to worry about blocking as much when your quarterback makes the proper reads. Your wide receivers can get in and out of their breaks and know that I can get into certain zone because my quarterback is back. You saw that offense all of a sudden just he never left, man, and he had he has that swagger and everything like that is too that you want your quarterback to have. And so that's what he's talking about in that sense of that, they're not going to any kind of playoffs, but it's going to be some interesting football going forward. And I think Buffalo, it's enough to play spoiler, and where Buffalo, I think as an NFC East people here, we can all look at Buffalo and know that where the hell is your wide receiver? We thought Keon Coleman could possibly be something, but he's just been more about the jackets and shit. Just and where's your guy at? It's these guys that are more support. He needs something beyond than just running all the time, and he just needs some more support, and I don't think he has it. You got a guy that's not in there and tied in, and he's been missing for the past couple of weeks. And the long story short, I think he's right. I think Cincinnati is able to go in there and actually, I don't know if they're favored or not for Buffalo, but I think Cincinnati has the team to go in there and actually play spoiler in this one.
5.5. Yep. Yeah, so you're taking the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Bengals, yes.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I agree too, though.
Man, I'm with you, man. I'm not feeling the Bills right now. I know the Bills should probably win this one.
I found
what the Bengals did last week.
Well,
then again, going back to back, I don't know, man.
Somebody
this is
pointed
a tough
out.
week.
Somebody pointed out, and I thought this was a great take, and I'm sorry that I don't know, and it was one of those analysts, but he pointed out how Mahomes is probably not going to be in the dance this year, and you got guys like Joe Burrow and Josh Allen that can't take advantage of that shit, and you're probably going to see somebody in there that, like, out of nowhere, that you weren't expecting to be in there. So it's kind of crazy how when this happened for the Chiefs, these other two teams, I guess out of both of them, Buffalo has the better chance, but they still got to go through a playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So who do you got?
It's hard to go against the Bills, says Vinny. So, yeah.
I would probably agree. They definitely play some gritty football.
I'm going to go with the Bills.
You've also seen them not score against bad teams, too. So
I know. I'm going to go with the Bills, but I don't know why. I mean, I wouldn't be... again, I would take the points and just say this is going... I think Joe Burrow's got something to prove. I mean, they're just too far out of it to make... I mean, Cincinnati just might run the damn table because that's how talented that the team and quarterback is. Mm-hmm. He's that good, people, until he gets hurt. So
that's why
I'm a Bills fan, I'm scared. I'm as scared if I'm if I'm a Bills fan this Sunday and I'm having to win, and you got to play Joe Burrow after what you saw coming off the couch last week in Baltimore, which is a tough place to play. Jesus, I don't know. I'll take the Bills, but I'm gonna be looking in the closet with one eye, if I'm a Bills fan. Next game, a little easier. I think we're starting to see what's going on here. I feel bad for Pete Carroll a little bit. The 2-10 Raiders host the 10-2 Denver Broncos. First 4:00 game.
How do you feel bad for Pete Carroll?
Raiders are a 7.5-point underdog at home. Just because he's an older guy, you kind of wanted him to have a little bit of success. We were talking about possibly having Pete Carroll before we got Schottenheimer, and I like Pete Carroll.
I think Pete Carroll's amazing. When I look at him, he's one of those guys that he did have success in college. He had success in the pros. I mean, that's a very rare thing for a coach to have in general. So when you look at him, I look at him as like a Bobby Paterno? Is that the word I'm
Joe
looking for?
Paterno?
Joe Paterno. Thank you.
What?
Thank you. I'm like, couldn't remember exactly. I
What,
apologize.
Penn State you're talking
Yes,
about?
yes. In the sense that, like, if you take that away from him, you know, like where Seattle put him in the front office and everything like that, I think it, you know, it kind of kills him a little bit. So to have him out there, I think it keeps him motivated, keeps him alive. I love it. I don't think any of this shit is really his fault, other than believing in Geno Smith. But when it comes down to that offensive line, even Geno Smith's gonna. It doesn't matter what quarterback you have back there; they're gonna have issues. So I think you take somebody like Geno Smith that wasn't great at in the beginning, just good, and you start to show a lot more of his flaws and everything as well too. So I don't think it was all him.
Yeah, so going Denver?
Sorry,
yeah,
man.
I'm going to go with Denver this one. Yeah, that one. It's not all him, but I kind of think that maybe, again, I guess drafting Genti is okay, but, you know, you needed a lot, and you went and got Ashton Genti. You know what I mean? I don't know that was the smartest pick.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That's probably true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like when Dallas drafted Zeke, remember they had that really bad injury-riddled year the year before? Remember, I think, was it Dak that missed the whole year? Romo, right. Romo missed
he got
the whole
hurt, and he missed the whole year. We had Ryan
that's
Leaf.
why you allowed to be in the top 5. So I could see that differently. You had
Castle.
a decent team.
Yeah, Matt Castle.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bam, Matt Castle. Nice grab. But again, we weren't going to sniff the number 5th. So that I could understand. But the Raiders needed a lot, right? There were receivers. I mean, how would Ted McMillan look? You know, like with the Raiders. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's true.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a passing league. I think running backs are great, but you can do it with a lot of different running backs. I think offensive linemen, wide receivers, quarterbacks. You know, you can get linebackers later in the draft.
There's certain teams.
Draft,
I think there's certain
rushers.
teams. I think you're right. I think there's certain teams that are more, direct towards. Like if he would have gone to the Vikings, for example. I'm not saying that that they weren't liking their running backs, but they're more of that downhill runner type of thing. You're not tossing it to him all the time, and so I think that was Genti's game that he's still learning as well, is catching out of the backfield. So I agree with you. I think Tech McMillan could have been amazing.
How would Genti look behind that Dallas line?
Yeah, that would be incredible as well too. Yeah,
I mean, I love
but you wouldn't have
Javonte.
Booker.
Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
you
I
wouldn't
do
have-
love Javonte, but
you wouldn't have
I'm
Booker.
just saying.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I like Booker,
I
man.
know exactly. You wouldn't have Booker, so it's not the same.
Yeah.
We did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is arguably the best game of the week.
Sorry guys,
not-
we old man ramble sometimes, so I apologize.
Yeah. The next game is, I guess we're all Bears fans this week, right? You got the Green Bay Packers hosting the Chicago Bears, 425 at Lambeau.
Wow. Man.
Packers are a 6.5 point favorite. Give me the points, baby.
Wow.
Give me the points.
Man,
I don't know that the Bears are going to win, but it's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
close.
I don't know if Chicago wins this one, but I would, if I had to pick between the two, I think I'd go Chicago more. They're playing really
Chi-town,
good
baby.
football. Their defense is definitely complimenting. I've seen them, have ups and downs as well too offensively, but they
Fuck them
again, it
and their
feels like they're
hairline.
figuring it out. They're figuring it out. So I like this. I like them in this matchup. But then again, I every time with Green Bay, it's just. It's interesting. There's some interesting stats there, and I don't want to ever only try to bring it up and discredit anybody. But I think with them, they are a better team than their record probably says they are. But they're not playing that way. Let's be real. That defense, I thought that defense was going to be amazing. But teams are still doing what they want against that defense. So I'm interested to see how Chicago attacks it. I don't know which way to go on this one. This one's gonna be a tough one.
The Bears. No, I know. I think it's a field goal. I think Green Bay can win the game, but Chicago really.
I think Chicago's
showed
playing
me
better
a lot.
football. Yeah.
I'm rooting for Chicago for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
The main one for the draft pick. So let's
hell
get
yeah.
Chicago. I'm taking the Bears.
Chicago.
F Green Bay. Sorry. and the hairlines.
They tend to, Logan. They tend to. But that was back in the discount double check days.
Yeah, again, yes. We're not allowed to go back that far. Either
No.
can you. 425 game. Arizona Cardinals 3-9 host the 9-3 Rams, coming off a tough loss. The Rams
loss.
coming off a tough loss.
Yes, man. And then not only do you lose that, but then you lose first seed. There's a lot. There's some.
Who did they lose to? The Rams.
Oh man, who was it? It was like I was watching that game as well too. See, that's how the league is, man. I don't even remember who the hell they played last week. Let's see if we can take a look here. The guys they're probably the chat's gonna tell us here. All right, so they lost to the.
They have to be on a bye, whoever they lost to.
They lost to the Panthers.
Yes.
So yeah, 31 to 28. I was watching that. It was back and forth.
I remember. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I
watched it exactly. See, that's how it is, man. You got to be reminded about shit. That's so much of my life.
I'll take the Rams this week.
I got to go Rams as well too. I don't think they drop, especially to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think they got some stuff to at least do to stay in the game, but I think by halftime, after that halftime, I think that's when it starts to open up more.
Yeah, I think the Rams roll. I do. I think they get right.
Yeah,
moving on to the
roll in the first quarter.
Sunday night game, big game, another really good football game. The 6-6 Chiefs. Hosting the 7-5 Texans, who are surging right now.
Their defense is playing some freaking ball right now.
I'm going Chiefs. Chiefs get healthy.
And they're at home as well too.
Yeah. On Sunday night.
I'm gonna actually go against my intuition. I'm gonna go Houston on this one. I think Houston. I think that Houston goes in there and steals this one. I think just because I don't know, man. I just have this feeling. I'm gonna go the Texans.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs, not to lose 3 in a row with that coaching staff. I think it's do or die for the Chiefs. They can't drop this game. They may still miss it, but I think the Texans have played well. But going into KC on Sunday Night Football may be too much for an indoor Houston team. I think it's going to be nasty. I'll take the Chiefs to bounce back after a tough Thanksgiving Day game. A little extra rest. I'll take the Chiefs. But here it is, everybody. The Monday Night Football matchup. The 8-4 Chargers versus the 8-4 Eagles. Chargers are let's see here. The Chargers are a 3-point underdog at home. That should tell you everything you need to know. Chargers are the 3-point underdog. Their quarterback just had surgery on his non-throwing hand. He says he's going to play. But we don't know
I think
for sure.
I think you play. I mean, especially on your non-throwing hand, you put a cast over it. When I look at this matchup, I mean, I think it's going to be a tough one for Philly, but I think Philly pulls it out in the end. I think they win by a touchdown. I think they cover those points as well. I don't look at them and think all these woes that a lot of people do. I don't think about the whole collapses, and I don't think about the offense moving. I think in general, I think you just have a coordinator right now trying to figure out his thing and you know what made that offense successful. They played some tough ass teams, and I think those teams are just had game plans. I mean, we don't have game plans. They're not setting up something. They're not we play this run to set up the play action for there's no setting up for it.
Right.
It kind of things are out of place a little bit, and so I think you're expecting your guys to beat the other guys, and I think the Eagles are talented enough to play those type of games, and so when I look at this team and I look at the Rams
Everybody's
and their injuries,
the Eagles, it looks like.
Yeah, I do too, man. I'm going to take the Eagles in this matchup just because I think you have enough banged up of a offense on the Chargers side that you can get a rush on the quarterback and put pressure on them up the middle. So I think that's going to be the difference. I think the defensive line for the Eagles are going to be the difference.
Yeah, as much as I'd like to see the Chargers win, Dirty Sanchez with a $9.99 super chat. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's going to win the Monday Night Football? Well, Dirty Sanchez, I see an eagle falling out of the sky because it was struck by lightning. Dirty Sanchez struck by lightning, so he's going with the Superchargers.
The Chargers, yes. He's doing the lightning switch. Lightning switch.
Oh man, this is a tough one. This
It is.
a tough one. Again, my brain wants to go to the Eagles because of what they've done, what they did. But again, man, can they do it? I think this is a either a Chargers 3-point win or an Eagles 10-point win, if that makes any sense. I think the Eagles could blow them out. But they haven't shown you to blow anybody out. Let's put it this way. This is like Custer's last stand. If the Eagles go into the Chargers and lose, they're done. They have to win. Chargers are 8-5. Man, it's a tough game, man. I'm looking forward to it. I would take Chargers in the points, the 7.5 or the 3. No, I don't know. I think I'm going with the Eagles in this game. Again, if the quarterback was fully healthy, I don't know what he's going to do. Phil, I mean, I don't know if you've ever hurt your hand. They said he can't take snaps under center last week.
Okay.
Everything was
I can
in
see
the
it.
pistol.
If things are swollen, or things are sensitive, you can't feel things, maybe.
It's not going to get better after surgery.
No, exactly. And so even if you put a cast on it, I could see the problem. Yeah, you definitely have to do more shotgun, just then he has more control. But it depends, like what's it looking like? That is it bulky? Is it hard for him to grab? I mean, quarterbacks automatically usually pat the ball.
Right.
So I think is that
that's a rhythm thing.
Yes.
Right, Phil?
And as much as they tell you don't pat it, I'm like, you just can't help it. It's automatically. You're kind of like you're resetting the ball itself. And so I always tried. I was one of those ones. I was like, let me see if I can try to not.
Again,
pat.
don't be mad at me, everybody. I'm just telling you what I think. I think Eagles win a close. I think Eagles win. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's
they
not
could cortisone
confident.
shot it, and numb it up and stuff like that. So
I mean, I'm rooting for the Chargers. I'm rooting for the Superchargers. But if I have to pick, I don't see. Again, I don't know enough about the Chargers. What if? Let me look real fast.
I mean, they got they're
me
in
look at the
games. They're still
standings
winning,
here.
even though they got injuries. I think injuries do take a part of it, and sometimes it's about key injuries. You got your 2 tackles that is just gone, and
all right, there we go. The Chargers have beaten the Vikings at home.
ooh,
Beat the Texans. Beat the Steelers.
Texans was without a TJ Stroud or CJ Stroud. Sorry.
Yeah. Lost to the Colts.
See, that makes sense.
Lost to the Jaguars. And they beat the Raiders. So they really haven't beaten a good team in a while. If at all. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Broncos early in the year.
Okay.
23-20.
Okay, that was a meaningful one.
And they beat the Chiefs opening night 27-21 overseas. So, again, Eagles are struggling. This is the Chargers' remaining schedule. They better win this game. Think about the Chargers. You have the Eagles at home, at the Chiefs, at the Cowboys, Texans at home, at the Broncos. Think about that. That's a gauntlet. Eagles at the Chiefs.
There's no excuses for me, man. I'm just saying, man. I know, I understand the whole injury type of thing, but I just think, again, even in general, if you take that, it has to be taken into consideration. You're gonna find success against their tackles because of that. Dirty Sanchez says the NFL script says the Eagles lose. Now they have to run the table like the Cowboys would make TV. Yeah, they'll make you lose to make you run the table.
Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be rooting for the Chargers. But you're asking me to pick the game, which I'm not the best at right
Dirty
now.
Sanchez with the other one, so I gotta hit the new money drop one.
I never dreamed that I would find.
Pay that man his money.
My golden ticket.
Thank you for your patronage.
Dude, I used to love that golden ticket stuff, man. I don't know, man. Charlie and Chocolate Factory, but when you look at this, I mean the teams and you look at I know you don't know much about the Chargers, and you're more looking about the offense. The defense. I think the defense, when you look at these two teams, you automatically think about the Eagles' defense. You don't really think about the Chargers and their defense. Who's their star corner? Who's their star pass rusher? You know, you probably told me about Joey Bosa from a couple years ago and stuff, but you can't tell me that shit now. So, I mean, to me, that makes a difference there. So, that's why I got to go Eagles on that matchup.
Yeah. Root for the Chargers, but I'm going to pick the Eagles. So, that's kind of where I'm at, but I'm not confident in that. The way the Eagles are playing, not confident at all. So we'll see, man. It should be a good game, if nonetheless. But that brings us to
that's a safety.
tomorrow's
Derwin
game.
James, yeah, Derwin James. I mean, he was
I love
great.
Derwin James.
Yeah.
So that brings us to tomorrow's game, Phil. The 6-5-1 Cowboys, all right, or playing the 7-5 Detroit Lions.
Yeah. You want to go? Do you want me to go? I think
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with it. Go, and you got to kind of let me kind of run with my thing because it's gonna be weird. That and if you've been watching this whole episode, it's not gonna be surprising for you. This is my first YouTube channel. Anyways, when I look at this matchup, man, a lot of bullshit as well too. Like just this rivalry that's like just crap. It's built on crap. Oh, you beat us in the playoffs, and your linebacker pass interference stuff. So if you get this one thing, all of a sudden you scored on that drive. Oh, the guy was he said he was eligible and everything. Well, that's more of the referees, and that kind of stuff. So we've had this kind of thing that's happened, I think, but again, it has been an NFL thing, and it's not been rough, not one of those type of rivalries. I think this is just going to add to it. I think both teams needing something's going to happen in this game. Somebody on one fan base going to get pissed over the other one. I love what Dallas is doing. I think with what you got with Detroit, their defense is playing amazingly well for a team that is actually injured. I mean, that's how they were last year. I think that's part of their chemistry. That's who they are as a team. They have their first wave. They kind of throw against the line like an army, and then by the second wave is really kind of their guys. It feels like that's kind of how they're happening, kind of like an army there. Now, when I look at this Dallas defense, I love where this is going. I think it's going to match up very well. Amon-Ra St. Brown, if he does not play, I think that's going to be a huge. They say that? I don't know. I got to see it. I know he's
not playing.
Yeah, but again, I have to kind of see it with him. He's a very tough thing. I've seen him work out. I've seen his dad, his work ethic, his brother, and everything like that. Until the moment that I see him on the sideline with his clothes, just in regular clothes, that's the only way that I'll believe that for a second. When I look at these two teams again, I like that the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys can win, and I believe that they will win. But when it comes to picking the team, I have to pick the Lions. That's just my pick. I think shit just happens with this Cowboy team. When you really kind of need them, they've been there. They have an amazing chemistry right now. But I also think about the team that you shot yourselves in the foot in the Raiders game in the beginning, and then you did as much as nothing was your fault in the sense of the matchup. You went down 21-0 with shit that just happened. You couldn't stop. You couldn't stop the offenses once the game didn't bounce your way and stuff like that. So I still worry about that team, that part. They still need to shake that. We're still, when you talk about fans, we understand that we're 2 to 3 guys away from the defense being a way better defense. We need better tackles still on the offense. So I think Brian's right. I think we've gotten so much better in the line, but I need to see these guys consistently show up when it really matters. And just because you do it for 2 games doesn't mean you've kind of changed everything. So I apologize, guys, but my pick is the Lions. I think they win by a touchdown, be 28-21. But I think it should be a close matchup. Yeah, I know, and I hope I am very wrong. I hope I am extremely wrong on that.
Yeah, listen, Phil's entitled to his opinion, and I would say this: it's a 3-point line. If Dallas loses this game tomorrow, somebody didn't do their job. in a large part, whether that's Dak Prescott. We'll be the first ones to call him out on the road in a loud building. But they are a very, very limited on defense. They have one good corner right now, DJ Reed. He's a good corner. But Tyrion Arnold's gone. Brian Branch is not a cover safety. Dallas has such an advantage in the passing game that if you don't want to get down because of that Detroit run game, but if Dallas can get a lead, I think it could get ugly in Dallas's favor. Again, the Lions have 3 of the 5 offensive linemen that are banged up, playing the best run defense since the trade in the last 3 weeks. Number 1 against the run. We'll see what they can do. I think what's going to happen is they're going to shut them down, bang. But if you're scoring touchdowns, you're going to force Jared Goff, who is not a running threat. He's not. I think there's a mojo going on, people.
That's what I'm saying. I really do believe that you.
I think there's a mojo going on with Dallas right now. And the bubble may burst. Jesse Montanez with the $2 super chat. Phil, Dirty wants his money back. Or he calling BBB. What's BBB? Better Business Bureau. Gotcha. Yeah.
Bitty Stone Phil.
I got you, Dirty.
Man, I got them winning, man.
I think Dallas has got some mojo going. It's a tough thing to do. This is a gauntlet of games. Regardless of the Eagles' struggles, they're still a very talented football team with championship pedigree. We just got done talking about the Eagles, about they have a tough game, but I just in the back of my mind, I feel maybe it's last year. I feel like the Eagles are going to win. I feel like Dallas has got something going on right now.
I agree.
And but it's tough to win 3 games in a row like this against a desperate team. But there's one thing that they have on their side, and that's what Brian Schottenheimer alluded to, reminding them what they did last year in AT&T. Embarrassed the Cowboys. The game was way out of hand, yet they were still throwing. And Brian Schottenheimer has not forgotten that, and he has not allowed his team to forget. So that tells me this could get ugly in Dallas's favor.
I hope so.
It could be a lot worse than what I'm going to predict. But I do believe in what Phil's saying. I think this is a tough matchup. I think it's going to be close. Lions may have the lead early, but I think Dallas will be too much. Dallas +3 and over the 54.5. My final score is it's a close game. 31-27. Dallas Cowboys win.
Yeah, I like it.
Again, I don't see it holding the Lions down. I see the Lions getting 3 touchdowns and a couple field goals. That's about it. I think 31 points. I think Dallas could put up a 40-burger if things go a certain way. But I'm not going to predict that. I think 31-7. I think the Lions will run the ball at times or do the screens to the unbelievable backs. I think it's a close game. I'm not predicting a blowout.
If Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't play, that's going to matter to me a lot in that sense. That makes it a lot.
I'm here to tell you he's not playing. If he does play, he'll be very limited, but it will help him. Phil's right. He is a different dude, but he has serious issues. Game time, Brian. You are my new favorite child. Phil, I'm giving you up for adoption.
You're not even gonna put me under the. You're not even gonna punish me by putting me.
Size again, brother.
Yeah, you're not even gonna put me under the stairway or anything. You're not gonna Harry Potter my ass. You're just gonna straight up send me to adoption and shit, man. Didn't even give me a chance.
Dude, Eagles Drew. The over under is 50.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, that's what I say. I like the Cowboys in this matchup. I believe they're gonna win, but I gotta pick.
Dallas does have the best offense in the league. It has been inconsistent early on in the year, not as of late. They may get down, Drew. Don't get me wrong. They may get down 14-0, but they're going to score.
Yeah.
No Tyrion Arnold. Again, Brian Branch can't cover. If Dallas has to throw, There's a magic number here, people.
Drew, who
Dallas
are you
Scott's
talking
to get
to?
you
You know,
87
I'm
yard-
prime time and he's game time, right? Like, because like I picked the other way around. You know, like
Diggs is not playing.
I was,
Eagles
yeah,
game.
I know Williamson, he just, again, against himself, he could run around wide open and he's going to, 50-50 the ball,
Again,
that kind of
what
stuff. And
makes
he's
you
still going to
think that
get
Goff,
a lot of
who
weapons.
can't bide any time, is going to be able to get the ball out that fast? We've been shutting people down, Drew, a little bit. We did. Come on now. not against the Eagles in the first half. We got cooked. But
Thank you, Justin.
again, it'll be interesting. At the very least, I think you're in for a fantastic game. And to make
Okay.
it fun, I hope
you,
we
Drew.
win. Right? I hope
Yes,
we win and
yes.
put some pressure on those stinking birds from Monday
Yeah.
night. How's that?
You
You
know
know they're all hoping we lose. They don't want the pressure. They want to just have all the room in the world. Yeah, if I was them, I would want Dallas to win. That would put pressure on your Eagles to continue to win. Because
Yeah,
if
you
we
can't
become,
convince them. I wouldn't want the other team to win. There's like, you want them? Nah, I don't want them to win.
I want to. Now I see. I wanted to get close. I want to win the division, but I want to see them in the playoffs.
I look at this thing. I just look at the
Bill's
other
scared.
teams. No, I just look at the other teams. Like, I'm not talking about ours. I'm looking at the other teams and where they sit, and I just can't think of two of our teams from our division getting in there. I think whoever wins this,
Again, you got to
and the
let
other
the
one's
next
sitting
5
outside.
weeks play out. You
Yeah.
gotta
Oh,
let the
yeah,
next
yeah.
5 weeks
Obviously,
play out.
obviously, it has nothing to do with that. I mean, again, when I say that, I say even
If
the Eagles.
we win
going
out and the Eagles lose, let's say 2 games down the stretch, okay, we win a division, there's a good chance we're both in. Because the Eagles will have 11 wins too. We'll have 11-5-1. They'll be 11-6. So there's a chance because Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit,
Oh, I see. Green Bay.
Tampa, they all play each other. So it's like y'all can't win.
That's
So-
true. I mean, in some ways, but I think with those other ones, those guys are so high. Like,
If Dallas loses, they're probably not making the playoffs.
Where are we at?
That's
Wait,
on
let's-
them. That makes it easy for me. You blew it. That's how I look. Don't worry about the beginning of the season.
I'm trying to look and
Anyway.
see here. I'm trying to look and see here because when
You
I
must
look
be
at the other
surfing
teams,
the web because I'm hearing myself.
oh, sorry, yeah, that's what ends up happening. Right? So you look at the Seahawks right now at 5. That's 9-3. I mean, you're looking at the Packers at 8-3, 9-4, 49ers, and so that's what I'm saying. When you look at those, like.
I know, but if you fast forward,
Those
a
are the
couple
wild
weeks
card.
and
Those are
add
the
a couple
wild card
losses-
teams. Yeah, but those are the wild card teams, man. Those aren't even the ones, and
Yeah,
they're
but they
going to
play
be
each other.
fighting to try to get their division. They're not fighting to stay in the wild card. They're fighting for the division to win it. So I think that's where, yeah, I know some
It
of them
is
play
what
each
it
other.
is. Let's
But
just get through tomorrow and go from there. I'm gonna have a post game tomorrow night, so I'm opening tomorrow, Logan. So you'll get your clear tomorrow morning. But I'm gonna come home, get a nap, and watch the game, and then I'll do
thank
a
you,
post
Jesse.
game.
Yeah, we'll definitely need that. We need a pass rusher there. When you were talking as well too, let's just I kind of want to do some hypotheticals here, just because I look forward to the future of this team, just because again, whether it's the future game next week, or tomorrow's game, I look forward to it. This defense has kind of bringing a life to a little bit energy to the fan base as well too. Just because, yeah, I mean you're looking at the possibility of this year, but again, you got these guys signed up for a couple of years, and you have some first round draft picks there. You don't have the second and third one of this upcoming draft. But again, I've said this, and I don't know if you're Brian, if you're for it, but you have 2 of them sitting there. If you're sitting there at like 14, 15 at the pick, and somebody's looking at a quarterback there, and you drop back, either you're dropping back into that second or so round because you picked up a first and a second and third or whatever for that year. I think there's a lot of manipulation that can be happening there, that you can still end up with your first and replace that one next year and still be in that second and third round together as well.
Yeah.
So I think there is room to be able to do that. So I get excited about that draft, and that's what I know Bryan has talked about it, and I know right now he's saying no, but I know as we get closer, he all of a sudden calls me and goes, yeah, we should go to the draft. So
no, I'm sure we'll be there.
that's what
I'm sure we'll be there. I'm sure we'll be there. It's just,
So anyway, so
We'll
this
see.
again at the end of this year, that's what we're hoping for. Some exciting football, some talking football. I know the
Yeah,
Giants,
that's what's good
Washington,
about
and not in the mix right there. But again, if you keep picking up at the top of the draft, you're going to be in the conversation. We see how Giants are there. I mean, they're not losing these games by a lot. Where Denver, where I thought where they would play the Lions, this wasn't going to be a close game at all. They almost beat the Lions there, and so that definitely says a lot by what your team and direction of your team is going. I know Washington needs a revamp in some way because they got some older players they definitely need to replace. Dirty Sanchez says, "I'm disappointed in you, boy. You were going to inherit all my debt one day, and I put it all in my will for you, and now it goes to Bryan." Well, congratulations, Bryan. You're going to get Dirty Sanchez debt.
brother.
A lot
I
of
appreciate your
debt,
debt, brother.
porn debt right there.
Hey,
So, anyways, Bryan,
I'll pass it
anything
off to somebody.
anything you want to say to the folks before we get out of here? I mean, I like the episode. It was really nice. Again, I stumbling forward just because I haven't been doing this a whole lot. And we were talking before it, so I wasn't ready to kind of start the broadcast. I was like, oh shit, it's 8:00,
yeah, no, man. Listen, enjoy the game tomorrow. Obviously, Dallas fans want to win. We need to keep this season alive. You put yourself in the hole. The future's bright, but I ain't gonna lie. Like you need to win. This is a beat up Lions team. There's no excuses. Go out and win. If you don't win tomorrow, if Dak opens up on the first drive and throws an interception, and the Lions aren't going to give you, you're on the road. You're not going to get all these extra chances. The Lions are going to make you pay. They're going to go for it a lot on fourth down. So they're going to, what do these fourth downs look like? Again, just you need to offensively have your game on Dak early in this game. You've been playing great football, but we need more in that
beginning
first
of the
drive.
game. Yeah,
So,
yeah, I would agree.
you can't go on the road in Detroit in a hostile environment.
You need to put pressure. You need to kind of silence that crowd.
Yes,
These are the things
yes,
that you need to
right
do
away.
to help that.
Exactly.
Yes.
But with that being said, it'll be I can't wait. So that's where I'm at, man. I cannot wait.
Well, Bryan, I appreciate you coming through, and I appreciate you last week telling me about reminding me in general to get my shit together so we can have these. I barely do one broadcast a week, but Bryan still has to remind me to do that shit sometimes. So again, Bryan, I appreciate you being my pain in the ass, man.
I'm an idiot, but thank you. You're welcome, brother.
But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys coming through, talking, giving the super chats. I really extremely appreciate it, guys.
Thank you,
as I
everybody.
start to perfect this a little bit more, I'm having fun, and I think as a fan basis, I think you should have fun, especially. I know if your team is not winning now, again, those draft picks, your team is slowly getting better, and I think the NFC East, those are going to be one of those ones where we're one of those teams that all of us are trying to compete for the wild cards and winning the division. So that's when it's going to get more exciting. That's when the NFC class is going to get a lot more exciting as well too. But one thing we appreciate you not forgetting to do:
ring that bell, everybody.
You guys take care.
That was ominous. What the was that? What the is this?
Move it like this, move it like that. Si tú quieres ven para acá o voy para allá. Que me gusta la manera que tú lo mueves, cómo te entregas, cómo lo bailas. Okay, move it like this, move it like that. Si tú quieres ven para acá o voy para allá. Que me gusta la manera que tú lo mueves, cómo te entregas, cómo lo bailas.
Con J-Con y con la matrícula. Ella combate amiga, dice que todo se va. Sáquenme la botella que funda para gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. So baile y bye. Ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo para ti, lo que tengo para ti. Sé que te va a encantar como me tuyo.
that? Forgot what I was gonna say.